they about.
Yeah, but people don't take the time, and that's how these kids get affected. And then these situations and these schools happen. Either they get influenced by a teacher, or you end
Yeah,
up seeing a kid like that 6-year-old. I mean, that 13-year-old that raped the 6-year-old in the school. In the school.
yeah, he was. Yeah, I
So
was remember that one. Yeah, you gotta be
like
mindful of
y'all gotta really look at it. Like there's something that's happened. Did that 13-year-old deserve to go to jail? In my opinion, I think he should have went to some type of program. If they don't have him, make them. And I'm not talking about no sex anonymous or none of that. Oh, he's a pedophile type of shit. No, like in other states, I think they got certain types of programs where they put them in, and if they're not ready to come out to the community, they won't let them out.
that.
Or either that, or you listen. For me, castrate them. Castrate the females too, if it's possible.
Nah, you just gotta take out the ill. You gotta take out everything. That's it. You gotta take out. You gotta replace the. You gotta replace the
Listen,
whole hip
I
with
believe
everything
that a
else.
pedophile and a rapist should be put down like a dog should. Because if a dog is put down for rapies, a fucking rapist or a pedophile should be get put down for fucking taking a child's innocent or for taking something from somebody. And when I say that, I mean as an adult because I don't know how the situation happened.
Yeah. Nah, because I
So
told somebody this too. You gotta be mindful of what's going on too, because again, if you're not giving them the full education, they gonna fall for any and everything. And then on top of that, these people, these predators, oh, a lot of them really, if they
in,
don't need to be, they need to
in
just be
certain
on a
countries,
separate island.
castration is allowed. Certain countries, the death penalty is there for especially for the rape of a minor.
Yeah.
So
But
that's
see,
why
I
I
always
say
felt like
like
this anyway. Where's your mind state at if you're thinking about a child or thinking about somebody that can't even purchase a pack of cigarettes? I don't think I want to deal with anything along the lines. I don't, and some of them just got that. It's the sickness again, and some of those people, I'm not gonna lie, Rachel. I'm gonna speak of this right now. Some of those people have had traumatic experiences themselves. Some people
yeah.
actually came from that. They was products of rape, or
But
they was products of rape, or they
that's
was
why
the
I said
result of
that
a rape. And this is
some
what they
type of
look. That happens.
help would work because listen, to be honest with you, I had when I first started, that's why I told you I had a lot of lashbacks for speaking that not when I first started, when I first spoke on my story. Like trust me, there's a lot of comments that I had
Yeah,
to delete from that John. All this happened to her. Why you not listen? I'm not a rapist because I've had a lot of therapy. I've been in therapy since I was 9 years old. I've been in therapy actually. Let's go back a little further because they started me off with a psychologist when I first tried to take my life at the age of 6. I tried to take my mom's medication, full cabinet, diabetic medication, and everything, like painkillers and all. Then I tried to fucking hang myself out the window. Yeah, they 302'd my ass at the age of 6. I thought I was gonna do the job, but no, they detoxed my ass. I was in the hospital for almost a month, shitting black and throwing up black shit. Like they had to detox
you
me.
know what? Scotland said something that's true. But see, look, he just said something in the chat though. But it's not just sexual. It's not just sexual assaulters that. If you got people who were born like they wasn't even playing, they was products of rape. Those
Yeah,
ones go to end up being the same ones we go against. It's not just the ones that have been sexually attacked. It's been the
but
ones that came from,
the ones that are a product
because
of rape, even
I don't know if you,
I don't mean to cut you off, but even on Law and Order, they show you Detective Benson. There's two ways that route can go too. That route can go. They could become the rapist, or they could become somebody that helps to rape people that are victims. I've seen that happen. That's why I'm telling
yeah,
you. Like I've been through therapy. I've seen this shit. I've seen the outcome. I still know people that have been through situations and worse than mine. Like I won't ever forget the story of this girl that said that her actual father would tie her up to the bed every night that her mom would go to work and do things to her that I'm sitting here, I'm like, oh shit. I thought my story was bad. If y'all was to hear her story, you would sit
no,
here and cry. Like
no.
that's
But
your
see, everybody has
actual
a different
father,
story.
your real father did all them things to you? All them things? I thought I had it bad. No, there's people
Yeah,
out here that have it worse. The little boy that got molested by
nah,
his
but see,
father while I was in the therapy session. That's why I said to this day I still know certain people. And guess what? They've overcome that situation. I know a little. I know like 3 or 4 people that know that are a product of rape, and what they do, they're out here helping because when they found out their story, they got angry for a while. Like they lashed back, but you know what's the good thing? They took therapy.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing too. Some people you might not even have to go through therapy. The only reason why I say that is because if you got the right people around you, like I can say this like this. I watched the movie the other day, and I know some of it might have been a little far fetched, but I don't believe one part of the movie was far fetched. Now, the child was definitely doing certain things and having certain tendencies, like the father, and then the flashback story. The reason why is because the father raped the mother. But it started from that. Like and as much as she tried to hide it, at some point the boy was starting to do certain things that just didn't resonate. And then, it's crazy because it's not too far fetched because you got to think about it. Genetics play a whole role in it. So if you got somebody out here who's borderline crazy, or if he ain't already crazy at some point, your kid might get a touch of something. And it's crazy because all in all, that kid didn't have to go through no therapy. The mom at some point, broke it down.
Yeah,
And from there, it was just like, all right, look, now I got the choice now. I already got the education now.
you
Now
got
it's
the right
either I'm
support
still
though from the
going to go.
parent.
Yeah.
See, that's
See,
what a
like I
lot of
told
these kids
somebody
don't
too.
have, though. Like a lot of these kids don't have that support, and that's why I've been speaking on this for years. Because I'm like, a lot of these kids don't got the support. But y'all talk about jail right away, but y'all want to take out a rapist that's been raping since Lord knows how long, and has already got these kids doing the same thing. Yeah, a lot of these kids end up doing what ends up happening to them, or what has happened to a parent if they're a victim. If they're a result of a rape situation. A lot of them do. But what happens if we catch all this on time is my point. See, a lot of people is thinking about all the negative. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody else, but they're not sitting here trying to bring solutions like we're all trying to do right now.
Yeah.
Everybody
No,
want
but
to
see, you know what it
pinpoint and
was with
blame the
that situation?
people.
Yeah, but you can't blame the people. Look, some things you gotta have to take accountability on. Like, see, this is my thing. I told somebody, I said, now, I done heard two different stories, and this was way back in the day. I said, both had the same situation. Both of them was basically products of rape. One went the one went the good route, never had to go through no real therapy or nothing because once the mother broke down what was what, he already made that decision. I ain't trying to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
The other one ended up being just like we see. That one went from being instead of him knowing who they was, they just ended up having the same tendencies like the predecessor. So then, of course, this is what happens. And then when you got parents sometimes that's not paying attention to them signs, that's a prime example of things that happen.
Yeah.
See, like once the first mother caught what was like when that mother caught what was what, she's like, nah, I gotta sit down and break it down to you.
Yep.
Because he was sitting there wondering like if this is wrong, why the hell am I doing it?
You know what was
But
the
then again,
hardest thing,
if the
Nate,
father was yeah,
for me to do was to break down the story to my son before I broke it down to social media. So that's why I say I understand where you're
yeah,
coming from. Because before I come and post a story like this, and I ain't tell my kids my past. They're gonna be in their fucking head trying to figure out, can they talk to me? Can they not talk to me about something like this? Especially about me warning them and having stories and have sit downs with them and showing them videos of, this is not good, this is bad, this is what could happen. I had to sit here and break it down to them first, and that was the hardest thing. But it kind of made it easy for me to come
yeah,
out in front of everybody. And then when I noticed that day, I was in front of an audience of almost 100 people, almost 200 between here and
yeah.
Facebook. I was like, oh shit.
See, like I told
So,
somebody this too. It's things you just feel like I told somebody, I said like my backstory is a little different. I said, but my backstory could have been like some of the things that we see now. But then again, I had too many people around me that knew what was what. So at some point, I was going to get a brief education on what I needed that brief education on. And after that, it was it's simply my decision. Am I going to do this? Or am I going to do this? And I told somebody told me this the other day. They was like, "Yo, honestly, with your backstory and everything, you turned out pretty well. Like you not on no, you ain't a fucking offender or nothing that shit, and you not out here being a menace to society. So you kind of turned out pretty good." I said because I had too many people around me to not let me fall. Even when I was slipping and falling, the main ones
Exactly.
that used to, nigga, you better fucking straighten up. You better get it together, man. Your life ain't over. Get your shit together. That's what
That's some
kept me
facts.
going where I'm going. Like,
That's some facts. And it took me a minute too to realize that I had to subtract a lot of people in order to get me together because it was like I was surrounding myself. I didn't know it at the time for a while. Like you're surrounding yourself around people that is not helping you. And I had so many people tell me to my face, Ray, subtract yourself from these people. They don't really want to help you. They just want to use you to their convenience. Oh, nah, you tripping, man. Like, I don't want to hear that shit right now. I was young, yeah, early 20s, from the teenage age to the early 20s, because, like, I couldn't understand what was going on in my life in reality. But then it's like I told y'all, my son made me change my way of thinking in so many ways. It's like, I didn't want my past to repeat itself. So it's like, damn, I had to sit here. How I'm going to do this? Blah, 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 blah. Like, that was the hardest thing to do, and I told everybody like I almost took my life when I was pregnant at him because I didn't know what to do. Me and my baby pops was having problems, and the only thought that kept crossing through my head was if something happens to him like it happened to me, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I really don't know. Like what if it does happen? I was in the same house. Like right now, I'm in the same house that I'm in, and y'all don't know how hard it is to fight a depression. Like everybody's like, oh, well, do this, do that. Nah, you know what I do? I stay off of social media. I keep my distance from the people that's going to hurt me. I keep my distance from the people that's going to try to influence me to do some stupid shit.
yeah,
Because when you're depressed, you end up being influenced so easy. And I keep to myself and do what I got to do. Like, get mad at me. I've had so many people, oh, you don't talk to me no more. You think you better since you got a job again, since you're doing this, since you're going to school. But you
it's
bettering
elevated.
yourself. Oh, you don't know me. Miss. I'm like, look, listen, man. I don't give a fuck what you saying. Like, at the end of the day, I can't sit here and deal with your situation because you don't want to be helped. You can't help someone that doesn't want to be helped. I'm not going to sit here and keep breaking my head on how I'm trying to help you when I'm trying to still get me on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep backtracking because you want me to. You say you want to see me do good, but yet it's like you don't want me to see. It's like you don't want to see me do good because, oh, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Okay, taking time off, doing me, taking a break, taking time to realize what is my next step to not jump into the gate, not jump into out the window no more. Like because every time I jump out the window, it's 10 steps back for me, and that makes you laugh. I'm not gonna keep doing that shit. I'm not your guinea pig. I'm not your puppet.
Yeah. You know what? I
Like,
can tell you this right now. And you know how I battled a lot of things over life. Because I could break this down to you. When I keep saying nobody was playing, I wasn't. I was one of them. I was one of them that was supposed to be what we fighting against now. And again, it didn't happen that way because it was too much around and God just put me in a good position regardless to how it
exactly.
came. Because it was just like you know, at one point I almost had fights with, the father side of the family because they were still going with the logic and the lie that was being spread. Now, when I found out everything I needed to find out, I already knew what it was. And then once my cousins and them found out what it really was, shit, some of them fucked my father up. They was like,
That's
nigga,
true.
you did this? Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you got me fighting my own first cousin and come to find out, nigga, it's over. Nah, nigga, you done it. Like, so, trust me, I could have went down the wrong way. I probably wouldn't even be here to tell the story, period.
Yeah, because there's a lot of
It's
people
things that
out
I
here to
keep
mess it up
under
for
wraps
others.
because, yeah, it's things that I keep under wraps because I tell people. It's not a fucking funny story. I said, again, you sitting here wondering why there's a division to some degree with some people about my mother and my father. And then you come to find out mostly everybody knew the truth in the first place. So it was just like, oh, okay. But you want to go with the other lie because it sounds more logical.
Yeah.
You try to paint the picture of my mom being out there, but we know for a fact that wasn't true. So, like I
Trust
said,
me, I
when I
know.
came to find out everything I needed to find out, it was just like, all right, well, I know I'm not moving in that direction because I know what this is going to bring.
Yeah. I understand where you're going from
Some
because it's
people, that's
like
why I said my punk told me to straight up truth.
it's like when I was learning
No, you
about my
good, Rose, you
father,
good.
I was learning about my
Yeah.
father. My mom's family didn't want me to know, so it's like they was taking the side of a rapist over me wanting to get to know my father. And then, and the more I got to know the truth, and the more I got to know the story, I'm sitting here. I'm like, y'all fucking
Right.
serious? I'm like, y'all sit here and talk all this bullshit. I even snapped on my mom. Like, even after she passed away, I did it again because it's like y'all don't seem to understand. That's my mom. Regardless, at the end of the day, she gave birth to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I gave her respect. I did everything I had to do as a daughter. But one, I'm defending my kid before I defend my mom. It may sound fucked up, but my mom already had disrespected my child once. So yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit here and keep being, how can I say, this little girl that shuts up every time her mom disrespects her child because supposedly the mom's is always right. No, she's not right. She's completely wrong in a situation, and you don't even know my story. I should have been lashed out on my mom. I should have been did what I had to do on my mom. But no, the respect in me, the love of a child didn't let me in reality because I looked at my mom like if she was a fucking god. So every little thing she did, it was forgiven in my eyes until I got older and I realized what was really going on in my life, what was happening to me. She was wrong. She was raising me wrong. And y'all sat here and because y'all don't want me to get to know my father, y'all took the side of a rapist. Make that make sense to me. I gotta keep my mouth shut? No, just cause y'all family, look at the fucking misunderstanding, the shit and the fights and the arguments y'all started all because of this. All because y'all didn't want me to get to know my dad.
Yeah.
Y'all even lied on the man.
That's
But
the
y'all want
worst
me to
thing
stay
you
with the
can do is
rapist.
lie on somebody, especially trying to keep them away from the kid. That
Yeah,
is
but
the wrong thing you can do.
y'all defending
That's
a
me.
rapist in the
I
process
knew
of
my
this shit.
situation.
That's my
But
whole
see, my
point.
situation was a little bit different. Yeah, mine was a little bit different only because it was like mostly everybody that had light of the situation, or at least the truth of it. They knew what it was, and my pops knew what it was. There was certain people he didn't tread because they already knew what it was. And then when they was looking at me and looking at him and then looking at my mom's too, but they looking at you like, yo, he's a spitting image of both of them. And that's the crazy part. Like he's a spitting image of both of them. You got your father's tendencies as far as the jokes and everything else, but you got your mom's calmness when it comes time to. That's the balance that I keep. I said because again, my story is different. I said some people were playing. I wasn't. I said, and on top of that, I said I didn't know who the fuck I was as a youngin. And
Exactly.
on top of that, think about it. Just imagine coming up trying to fucking just trying to figure out who the fuck you are, all in all. You wondering why certain things is happening, so on and so forth. And then you come to find out the actual truth of everything.
That's why I was saying
And
it.
it came out of rough one. That's why
Yeah.
my friend told me the other day. She was like, "Yo, like you could have been one of those that we talk about, but you grew up like it's like you just God put you in the right position.
Yeah.
That's what he did. He put you in the right position, even though the fucking situation was fucked up. He put you in the right position because you was right around the right people.
That's why I was saying that's why I was saying that like it's similar but different ways because see I could have been that type of chick that sat here and came at all niggas, especially, like the type like what you are, like what my baby pop says. Y'all sitting here, y'all speaking for the kids, y'all defending, blah 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 blah. Good men. I could have took that path because for
Yeah,
a while as a teenager, when I tell y'all that I hated men, I hated men. People be like, that's not true, Ray. Listen,
yeah,
man. To this day, I only see women doctors, OBGYNs, psychiatrists, psychologists. It doesn't matter. I haven't seen a psychiatrist since I was like 24 years old. The reason why is because I haven't needed no medication. They misdiagnosed me as a fucking teenager when they was giving me the medication for depression. So without them
yeah.
realizing when I had my son and I was fighting for my son recently when he just got diagnosed with the autism and all that last 5 years, I had a whole bunch of psychologists talk to me, not just about him, but about my past and explain to me certain things. And I didn't know that I was misdiagnosed, one. And two, that the medication that I was taking was making me react certain ways. It wasn't in my head. I knew that, how can I say it? In my gut or in my head, however y'all want to put it, I knew that the shit that I did was wrong. But something deep down inside me couldn't let me, don't do this. Don't, like, go ahead and do it. Say fuck it. Like I told y'all, I was like, I had the angel on one side, the devil on the other side. And trust me, when I tell you that I got into a lot of fights with boys, one would touch my shoulder, the other one had gotten disrespectful, like, and it's just like, I really got to the point where I was lashing at men, all men. Everybody's like, you don't got that same heat for the females. Yes, I do, because I was mad at women for the simple fact that my mom was defending a rapist. So in my head, I felt betrayal right there. So I looked at women like women wasn't shit my whole life growing up. Did I have certain trust in them? Yes. But I never really hung around females. I hung around more boys. And you would think it was the opposite. It would be the opposite way around. But no, I had a lot of people like Nate, like my baby pops, they would take me under their wing when they saw a nigga try to sit here and talk to me sideways or try to get mad or try to say this or try to do that. And they would sit here, I'm like, listen, I don't know what's wrong with Shorty, but it seems like something's wrong. And if you can't see that, yada, yada, yada. And they would go down on them. So I did have a lot of people take me under their fucking wing, which made me see life different. Then when I had a boy, it was like, damn, Ray, like, are you going to really keep treating these men like this because you're in your feelings, because you're mad because of what happened to you in your past? What happens if a female starts treating your son like this, the same way you're treating these men? And you know what?
Right.
When I first had my son, I got a taste of my own medicine. My sister, the one I don't talk to, falsely accused my baby pops of rape.
Yeah.
And we proved it in court and everything, but by the time we proved everything, my baby pops got hooked on heroin. My baby pops took the easy way out because he didn't think it was a rape charge. He was going to do time with all the stuff that my sister said. He didn't know what to do. It was like, at that moment, he felt like everybody was against him. He thought that I wasn't going to let him see his son. I always told him, but at that moment, I couldn't let him see his son. All he needed was his son. I was put between a nail and a wall. What the fuck do I do? That's my son's father, but right now, the allegations against him, he can't be around no kid.
Yeah, see, that's the sad part about it. See, when it's allegations, when it's an allegation and not an actual fact,
Yeah.
and then that shouldn't be a
But
problem.
by the time his innocence got proven,
I know how they do it.
by the time his innocence got proven, he was already too weak. He came home from jail, overdosed. He didn't think that he was going to be able to see his two kids. He got to hold his baby one time. That's my second son. My second son doesn't know his dad. My second son got to see his dad in a casket when he was a year old. And people in my mom's family still want me to talk to my sister. I forgive her. But you want to know why I won't talk to her? Because deep down, I can't let go of what she did to me. All because my baby pops did not want to sleep with her.
Yeah, you got people.
He rejected her.
That's the thing that some people do, though. That's what you got to be mindful of a lot of times, because you got some family members that even do you like that.
But you know what fucks me up now that I'm older? The court system should have peeped that, because she accused 10 different men of the same thing.
Yeah. Once you do something like that, but see, you know what it is, a lot of times they ain't going to pick up on that because they going to just assume, because, you got rare cases where somebody might have been raped not once but twice by the same person.
But I'm not going to say that.
And I remember that look, and you can even think about it going to that episode of Law and Order everybody thought was fake. No, this guy was literally finding his stuff. He was finding the people that he was raping, and he was, I'm coming to see you every so often. And that's what they were doing. He was literally, I know where you at. I'm going to come get you. Like, and it does get sad like that. You get rare characters like that, but once you see somebody who came in more than 3 times and it's different names and you got different stories, nah, you got to investigate them.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not gonna sit here and lie. The men took it a lot, like real heavy, more than what the women did. That's why, just listen. But at the end of the day, I had trust issues and I didn't know how to talk to the world. And like I said, I always tell everybody, both my baby pops saved me because both of them took me under their wing. Both of them. I met